broke ass.
Answer. Because you are that, you are capable. You are gifted, and you are soon to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just be you. The world awaits to receive you.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Yes, we will shut shit down. Blessings, blessings. Welcome to Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. And you're here with your host, Grace. The first thing I do want to talk about is just kind of a follow-up on the last video that I did where I was getting cursed out by Miss Trina. And, you know, I find it pleasantly amusing in the tragedy that it was. But as I stated, everybody should be able to express themselves, give their opinions, and us also on YouTube have to be able to communicate effectively in a manner that we can work with each other no matter what. So whatever y'all saw, as y'all see, I have no hard feelings towards Trina, and that is that. But as I stated, just before I started, I was getting this live together, I came across this tragic event that has something to do with YouTubers beef. So I just wanted to show that to you guys. Shout out to Foxy Roxy. You already know this is something very important that we should talk about, because these type of YouTube beefs and issues sometimes can lead to tragedy. So let's just play this real quick. YouTube fraud turned deadly. So I don't know the backstory behind this, but I do know 2 YouTubers are unalived by another YouTuber. Okay, so let's play this real quick.
Heartbreaking news. Real life tragedy struck in Vegas over a YouTube feud. On June 9th, 2 people were shot and killed outside a Las Vegas strip resort. The victims were Arizona-based YouTuber Finny Day Legend and his wife, known as Bubbly. Police identified the accused shooter as Manuel Ruiz, another YouTuber. Here's the live footage.
All right, that's a little tragic. I didn't know that they had that clip in there, but this is something that we really have to talk about. Okay, guys, sometimes these YouTube beefs and some of the topics we talk about can lead to events like this. Let's just watch the news broadcast real quick, and then we could talk about it a little bit. Let me put this other video up here. This is serious, because we have to learn how to draw the line. We have to learn if we can't work together to stay apart.
The shooting happening in such a populated area, concerns are being raised, especially on social media. Some claiming Las Vegas is no longer a safe place to visit. But is that really the case? 8 News Now reporter James Schaefer joining us live from the Strip with what the numbers show. James?
Before we get into the story, we want to warn you that you are going to see video from that shooting on Sunday in our story this evening. But let's answer that question. So far this year, police have reported an overall decrease in criminal activity in the tourist corridor. But the answer as to why, well, that's a little bit more complex. Las Vegas was the backdrop for a deadly shooting, and as a result, Strip safety has been called into question online. So, what do the numbers say about the area command for the heart of the Strip? According to Metro's crime statistics, reports of assault down by 14%, and Las Vegas Strip property crime down over 15% compared to...
This situation made them question the safety of Las Vegas, but this is actually a YouTube issue. let me get to one more broadcast part, and that is the other YouTuber who actually was responsible for it turned himself in. Waste his life for YouTube beef. Okay, I want you guys to remember that we have real life outside of YouTube. We have a family, we have friends. Make sure that you guys get off of YouTube, get some fresh air, so you don't become intoxicated with all of the nonsense and the algorithm that feeds you more toxicity.
YouTubers comes after months of an online feud between YouTubers Finley the Legend and the accused shooter Manuel Ruiz. Fox 5's Molly McBride joins us in the studio with a new look into what could have led up to last night's shooting. Molly.
Okay, there's some more detail.
Well, through one of Finney's friends, we're learning more about what could have led up to this shooting and what Finney and his wife Bubbly meant to the Vegas, Arizona YouTube community. A son, a father.
Oh, he's a good father. He takes care of his kids.
And a grandfather. Derek Ware tells me the Arizona-based YouTuber, Finley the Legend, was just a big, friendly guy.
If something was wrong, he would just always check up on me.
He was a husband, too. Ware says Finney's wife, who went by Bubbly, lived up to her name, lighting up each room she entered.
She would have fun everywhere she went. People wanted to be around her.
He says he actually met Finney through the accused shooter, Manuel Ruiz's YouTube page, offering insight on the feud between the two YouTubers.
This was brewing. This brewed for 2 years.
Ware says it all started back in 2023 when Ruiz pepper sprayed Bubbly on Fremont Street.
I was saying, I'm just glad it was pepper spray and it wasn't bullets.
A grim foreshadowing of what was to come.
I said, I don't want to see you here in pain with bullets in you. So let's figure this out.
Ware says Finney chose to never get physical.
His wife said she was okay. So he was just like, okay, let's handle this another way.
Instead, he fought back online.
He controls his emotions very well. That's what I liked about him the most.
Ware says Finney held a weekly live stream where people could speak freely about anything, including their grievances with Ruiz.
Manny was welcome to come on and defend himself. He kept it fair. It wasn't just a bash. It wasn't just let's talk about Manny, talk bad about Manny. It's just everybody's experience.
Ware says as Ruiz lost followers, Finney's online popularity grew, dethroning Ruiz from his position as king of the tight-knit Vegas, Arizona.
People really lose it over followings and becoming the king or the queen of this platform.
YouTube community. But Ware tells me he never thought Ruiz would escalate to this level of violence.
That's just sickening. He's sick. That's just, what do you get out of that? I don't get that. You just ruined 2 families.
Or that a jealousy-fueled feud would take away his 2 friends forever.
All right. So this was a little bit more background to the story. So I'm glad I had that clip. But as you see, it was literally someone presenting somebody else and having people talk about them. And no matter what the subject matter, this happens all the time on YouTube. That's why I do appreciate you, Bones, for saying this. Hello, Grace. I wanted to commend you on the way that you handled and Trina Downs. She was so disrespectful and you handled it like a queen. You are appreciated. At the end of the day, like I said, words are words. You know, I have been called worse in certain situations. And then you have to look at the totality of the situation and the state of mind of the person. You know, is it worth it? You know, so I did think that Trina had some valid points. The way she presented it was just out of pocket. And it was, you know, what would it have brung for me to bring more rage and things to that? So thank you so much. I'm glad I could be able to show an example so people don't take this so seriously. So now you have this gentleman that 2 lives are lost and he had turned himself in. Now this is the video of him turning himself in. It's ridiculous. Let me see if it has sound. It may not have no sound.
Recording.
Okay.
Hello. Can you come over here real quick? Let's just face the wall right here. We're just going to detain you real quick, okay? You got any weapons on you or anything? All right. You could double cup it if you have.
We don't have to watch the full 1 minute and 50-second video, but obviously you see his life is done simply for being too engulfed in YouTube, possibly never going outside, not having a hobby, and depending on the funds of YouTube. YouTube content creators, we really have to take a step back and look at the situation like that and like this and realize that it's not worth it. So I just wanted to share that because I was like, wow, that was funny that came up, and maybe could be a good time for me just to continue to show the audience, we have to do better as content creators, but also audience members. I already told y'all, sometimes y'all fuel the beef and it becomes toxic. But then there's a lot of you guys that don't fuel the beef and really want people to, get along. And I have seen that. So within this Harvey, Dalton, Thornton thing, y'all have seen a lot going on. So whoever happened to come across this page that's creeping, take a look at that video, take it to heart, take it easy. Focus on your life outside of YouTube. Love you.
I'm Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dalton, Illinois police. At the time that my daughter was killed, Tiffany stood in front of a microphone much like this and said that she stood with the cops and they did do the right thing by killing my 19-year-old child. Not only did she not take those words back, she didn't offer condolences. She's never said anything. The first thing she did was hire this group of security guards to surround her and PR. So the real reason Tiffany has security is hiding from accountability about what she said about Alexis Wilson when she was killed. Now, if you watch the coverage of this murder, these officers violated her rights, reached in her car, jumped in her car, and put 7 bullets in my child, 2 in her head and 5 down her side. And the next day, you guys tried to spin it like she did something. Watch the video. She did nothing to deserve this. And again, last time they brought up Alexis, she's doing what she does now. Look this way, look that way, every way, but at the person talking. You don't give a damn, and you never did, and you never acted like it. She called out a whole press conference to call my daughter a criminal, and Homewood Flossmoor graduate with no criminal record. But Tiffany, you have one, because we used your mugshot to protest in front of your house. And that's why you hid. That's why you have security.